Thank you for joining me, Pranjul. You are the Chief Economist, India Economist at HSBC. You've been so for quite a while. You've obviously been following the budget that has just been announced here in India. HSBC is also a co-founding partner of the Europe-India Corporate Finance Forum, which focuses a lot on the impact of what's happening in the Europe-India business corridor. So what I would want to understand from you is, what do you see as anything new in the budget, any innovative action that has been taken or announced in the budget that could have an impact on that Europe-India business corridor?
Thank you. So look, I think the budget does have a few important innovations, and I think one big one is a push to CapEx, capital expenditure, a 35% year-on-year increase in the outlays on the CapEx budget, which amounts to 0.4% of GDP across many sectors, from telecom to railways to roadways, so across a lot of infrastructure sectors. So I think this is one big innovation. The second is fiscal federalism. You know, we often in India believe that the government can't get a huge amount of capex done in any one given year. And when you see a huge number like 35%, you sit back and you wonder, oh, how much of it is realistic? Because there are a lot of implementation issues on the ground. But this time the government is doing it differently. They are tying up with state governments. And a lot of the 35% increase you're seeing in their outlays is money that they're going to give to the state governments as interest-free loans. And the states can go ahead and do a lot of the innovation. So the implementation capability will now be shared between the central government and the state governments. And from that lens, I think this push of 35% increase is going to be a realistic one. Of course, you know, it is known that whenever India does a lot of capex, it imports a lot of capital goods, project goods, materials, and so on and so forth. And I think that has big trade implications. Now, there are some other innovations in the budget, ideas that have been stewed in. Not all of them will, you know, take final shape in this year, but, you know, I think they're going to be ideas for the next couple of years. So one is a central bank digital currency. India is also planning to try it out this time with the central bank issuing that in FY23. Then there are other innovations, for example, a battery swapping infrastructure, issuing sovereign green bonds for the first time. You know, India hasn't really tried it out in the past. In terms of telecom, 5G auctions, which is likely to be meaningful. And then, of course, some very new innovative things like drones as a service. Now, I think all of this sort of links up well with India's young entrepreneurs. It's young entrepreneurial class, which is emerging very rapidly. You know, we know India is a young country, but I think access to finance and so on and so forth have been a problem in the past, but access to finance has improved a lot in the last 5 years. And these small startups, tech startups, are really rising and growing very rapidly. So I think all in all, you know, lots of innovations in the budget to keep us busy for the next couple of years.
Listening to you, I think that sounds very optimistic. And as a European business, I would for sure look to India as the place of opportunity, access to finance, a lot of capex, a lot of need for technology and solutions and capital goods. So I think all in all, that looks to be something that will indeed increase activity in the Europe-India business corridor. So thank you very much for that view, Pranjul. Thank you very much.